Hi, it's Angela here from Women's Business Club. And today I'd like to chat with you about the top three things that could potentially be losing sales in your business. And so sales is, oh gosh, it's a minefield. There's so much that we could talk about. But for these top three things, I've thought about in my experience and also what I've noticed in other people's sales technique that's lacking. And the very first thing would be the follow-up. So many people either just go for the cold introduction and leave it at that, or they make a sale and the person ums and ahs, or the person even says no. Every single opportunity, every single time that they come back to you or don't come back to you is an opportunity for a follow-up. And statistically, it takes up to 12 follow-ups, 12 touch points to actually secure that sale. And most people give up perhaps after 2 or 3. Some people don't even follow up at all. They just blast people with sales messages and really hope. But honestly, make the pitch or get in touch with the person, do whatever's relevant to your business, and then follow up. Sometimes you need just a soft follow-up. Did you get my previous message? Sometimes it can be that simple, just to bump the message up in the inbox. Or it could be not chasing you, but here's an article that I thought might interest you. So again, you're not pushing for the sale yet. You're just touching base with them, showing them that you're thinking of them, and hopefully they'll start thinking of you. And so the follow-up is crucial. Find ways, creative ways, to follow up multiple times without having every single sales message being about what you're trying to sell them. This is assuming you've got all the other sales techniques, sorted, like matching the pain points and problems and solutions, etc., etc. So let's just assume that you've already got all of that in place. And then the second one, it seems so obvious, but the second one is simply to ask for the sale. How many times do we engage in quality conversation, put out quality content, identify the prospects, send them our sales pitch or our proposal, and actually never directly ask for the sale? You could be losing so much business because you haven't actually said, are you interested, yes or no? Now, obviously, you may not want to use those words, but you do want to be almost as direct. You do want to be very clear that you are expecting an answer, a yes or no answer. And so that's really important part of the sales process, is making sure that you are taking the time to ask the person, are you even interested? And then that segues nicely on to point 3, which will be prepared for the objections. Objections shouldn't be, they shouldn't stall us, they shouldn't flabbergast us. Objections are just opportunities to continue the conversation. Now that you understand the objection, you can now position what you're offering more clearly so that it matches. Common objections that I come across is time and money. And that's probably the same for most people. You may also get objections that people just don't need what you're offering. And if you look into it and they really don't, make sure you've got something else to offer them that they might need. Usually there's a downsell or a cross sell or just something, even if worst case scenario, you're just saying that's no problem, why don't you sign up to our newsletter? Then at least you can have them in a nurture sequence so that if and when they need what you have to offer, they're in your database and they'll remember you. They'll know that, okay, wait a minute, I remember this place that offers that. Get ready to handle time objections. Why is what you offering worth their time? And make sure you've got a strong case for that. Again, in my line of business, the common objection is, I don't have time for that. Well, actually, let me tell you why you can't afford not to invest the time in this. And then highlight the fact that they're actually losing because they want to save 1 or 2 hours, but actually I could give them back 10 or 20 hours, for example. And then the money objection. So how will you handle a financial objection? What have you got in your bag? What have you got ready to share to show people that it's good value for money? And if they genuinely don't have the budget, which happens, you can't push for money that isn't there. What do you have to offer them at a lower price point? And so you never have to walk away empty-handed. You might not walk away with what you were pitching for, but you can walk away with something, continue to nurture that relationship, and then the next time they do their budget review, you might be at the top of the list. So that's it from me. I hope that was useful. Loads more where that came from. I'm happy to chat through anything sales. Just get in touch, AngelaDesouza.com, and thank you so much for listening.